Hi, Greg Buckley here, and I'm at the room a little bit before the show tonight, and I am proud to say that this gentleman right here, Mitch Bunting, is a recipient of one of the grants from Paul Cares, and it's because of you, our audience, and the folks that come here to support the room during the weekends, during the shows, that Paul Cares is able to help young people like Mitch here to get started in the culinary arts and the musical arts. So talk a little bit about Mitch and Mitch, you know, really, where did you start your journey in wanting to be a professional chef?
Kind of started when I was a kid. I grew up in a very food-focused family. My mom loves to cook, my dad loves to cook, my grandparents cooked. So I kind of grew up around it, and when I was like 8 or 9, I kind of started getting an interest in it, and kind of just went from there.
Nice. So when did you pick up your first knife? To cut now, not to cook, not to
Maybe when I was like 13 or 14, I started cooking at home.
And I got to ask you, what's your favorite knife? What's your favorite brand?
Oh, that's tough. My mom got me a Global knife like 7 years ago, and it's still going strong.
Really?
So.
Yeah, look good, good.
Global or Shun, that's another one I like.
Yeah, yeah.
And then at DelTech we used Mercer, and they were pretty good too.
Mercer, okay. That's interesting. I mean, I know for a fact, I know I'm not anywhere near a level of not even of you, but yes, I do like to cook. And I always say to myself, you've got to have a good knife. Without a good knife, man, you're lost.
Yeah, they're nice.
You know. But you started off when you were 13, is that what I'm saying? 13.
Yeah.
What kind of food were you cooking at 13?
I was just doing everything. I was watching YouTube, looking through Pinterest, trying to find things.
Really?
I would try anything, really.
No specific ethnic group or anything like that? Nothing on your nationality or anything of that nature?
I kind of fooled with a lot of Asian stuff to start with.
That's pretty good.
I was doing sushi and stuff like that.
Really? Wow.
But anything, I'll do anything,
Okay.
really.
That's pretty interesting. I mean, that's a tough call right there to start in with.
Yeah,
with sushi.
it was interesting to learn.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So you come in, you're 13, you start your teens, and you're in, your high school.
Yeah.
Over at Sussex?
Cape Henlopen.
Cape Henlopen, okay. So Cape Henlopen, do they have anything relative to culinary arts?
Yeah, they have a culinary program. I took it 3 years, my freshman year, my sophomore year, and then my senior year. And it's backed by the ProStart program, which is the National Restaurant Association's
really? Okay.
culinary education thing.
Do they give you a lot of support, the Culinary Network?
Yeah. There's a lot of support. The teachers are all really good. The teachers I had there were awesome. And then every year there's a ProStart Invitational. So I got to do that twice, where you go up to Wilmington or I don't know where it is now, but you come up with a 3-course meal. There's a team of 5 of you, and you go up and compete, and that's really fun.
Wow.
You get to network. There's a bunch of people there, Hari Cameron will be there, and all the restaurants and the restaurant groups. It's nice. That's
pretty good, and it's good to see you got support from your industry.
Yeah.
Always nice to have that with you, and you can lean on them and build your network, you know, and get your name out there and stuff like that. So that's really important. Now, when you are going through high school, where did you intern, or did you intern?
I really didn't do anything restaurant related until after I graduated.
Really?
My first job, I worked at Lloyd's in Lewes for 4 years.
Okay.
And then I kind of got hooked up with Paul, and that's where I really started in restaurants.
And coming back here with, at the room in the back of the kitchen. So
yeah, that was my first restaurant job.
Really?
Was here, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty interesting, because it's really, yes, it's a restaurant. Yes, we have a full kitchen, a pro kitchen back there, but it wouldn't be the first thing I would think of you being in a professional kitchen or a retail kitchen, I guess. I guess you call it.
It kind of found me, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have some mutual friends who are close with Paul, and they're like, "Hey, come to this cooking class we're doing." And I met Paul, and then a few months later, he reached out, and I helped out. I think it was either the first or the second concert for the kids.
Okay.
And then a month later, Paul was like, "Hey, do you want to come wash dishes?" And that's how I got started.
No kidding. Wow. I didn't know that backstory at all. That's interesting. So now you're back here. Well, you're not here now. You're over. You graduated high school, and you're here, and then all of a sudden now you're at Johnson & Wales.
Yep.
Okay. So tell a little bit about Johnson & Wales.
So it's one of the biggest culinary schools in the country. It's in Providence, Rhode Island. Very big program. I'm trying to think of some famous people. Emerald went there, Aaron Sanchez, Tyler Florence.
Okay.
Quite a few big names went there.
Wow. And so your name is etched in stone up there, right?
Hopefully.
What year are you in?
Technically, I'm a junior there because I did my first 2 years at DelTech, and then I transferred
the
up.
DelTech program, yeah.
So technically, I'm a junior.
Okay.
So I'll have another year after this year.
Where are you in the curriculum?
So I'll take my first cooking classes this spring,
All right.
and I've taken some like hospitality classes there. So from what I understand, like the classes that I'll be taking now, it's like focused on building menus and like coming up with a menu and serving it. And they do like pop-ups and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then there's like capstones.
So do you think is it like I know a lot of people that are listening and watching is you kind of look at those cooking shows and they're all kind of like Beat Bobby Flay, and then there's Guy Fieri's show.
Yeah.
And a lot of does Johnson and Wales challenge you in that way?
Yeah, I mean, the course load can be difficult, but you learn a lot of great stuff.
Okay.
Like I've learned so much since I've been there, and I've only been there 5 months now, but it's been great.
That's excellent, excellent. And the next level for you is, okay, so 13 years old, high school, Cape Henlopen, DelTech, Johnson and Wales. What's next?
Well, once I'm done, I want to come back and find a good restaurant job and cut my teeth, if you will, and get some good hard skills. And then down the line, I would actually like to teach, like in high school. That's like one of my ambitions. That's why I decided to transfer and get my bachelor's as opposed to just an associate's.
Okay.
So that's one thing I've considered.
Not owning a restaurant or running one?
I mean, I could see myself doing it. It just depends, but like teaching's kind of always something I've thought of. And then I kind of got into the culinary stuff, so if I could do both, that'd be cool.
Great. Okay, that's awesome, man. I really appreciate it. So, I'm glad really Paul wrangled you in.
Yeah.
Have you found it to be a beneficiary to have the grant from Paul Cares?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay,
it was
so
awesome.
it helps out.
Yeah.
And that's good. So, as you progress in your career, what would you say to someone younger who wants to travel the same path?
Don't be afraid to take an opportunity. Like if it's there, take it. Because I would hesitate sometimes. Like I got into the industry later than some people would. So if you have an opportunity, take it. That's my biggest piece of advice. Because Paul found me.
Yeah.
And it came together and it was perfect.
Right. But I always found that and what I say to some people as well is, if you are open to advancing or something good something good to happen to you, if you're open that way, things will find you.
Yeah.
And it seems like Paul found you because somewhere you were open to the idea of, hey, I want this career.
Yeah.
It was determined. So, they say it's universe and happenstance and all that stuff, but I like hearing stories about young folks like yourself who have challenged themselves and have gotten you in a position to where you're looking at success down the road, and your ability, your desire to teach, really is admirable. Actually, I mean, not many people that I know, and maybe yourself, it's hey, I want to learn how to cook. I'll be a line chef. I'll do whatever, and then I want to own a restaurant. Your goal is to teach someone else. So that's really, really awesome. That's a great career choice. You'll never run out of students.
Yeah.
You can always run out of money. You can always run out of food. You can run out of businesses. But if you're a teacher, there's always someone to teach and mentor. And right now, that's a good question. Who mentors you? Do you have a mentor at the school?
Yeah. So there's actually a few. So you'll have like a major specific advisor. So there's a chef that's my advisor, and then there's like a career counselor that's specifically assigned to you. So when I want to get my internship or if I'm looking for a job, I can go to them, and then I have my faculty mentor, and as well as advisors. You have a whole team of people that you can reach out to.
Anybody you gravitate towards to say, hey, take me under your wing?
Probably the faculty mentor, just because they have a lot of experience and they can point you in the right direction.
Okay. Now, overall, who's your favorite chef that you could?
Out of all of them?
I can say, yeah.
I really like Anthony Bourdain. I love his books.
Yeah.
And I've been going back and watching his stuff.
Yeah.
because he's very open,
Right.
and he's like willing to share the world with a lot of people. And his first book is great.
Yeah, well, of course, everybody probably knows Bourdain, but I looked at him as someone who was raw. He was honest.
Yeah.
And he went to the street to find the real flavor.
Yeah.
Or why that recipe is the way it is, which is great because you could have anything you want, but in different regions it's going to be somewhat different.
Yeah.
You know, so where do you find yourself as in terms of your strengths?
Oh,
You're good. You're good. It happens all the time.
like I like working with people and I like talking to people, and like I'm really like working with people. Really, I like working with others and coming up with ideas and stuff like that.
Food wise, what would you say your strength is in like whether it's I know like you have a broad base of recipes or you can create anything you like to dabble, but where do you find yourself like really your creativeness really comes out in a certain dish or a certain like say a protein or anything like that?
Ooh, you got me there. That's a good one.
That's what I'm going to.
That's a good question. I do like plating food, like looking at everything I have and then like building on it. Like even if it's just like a piece of meat and mashed potatoes, there's so much you can do with it to make it look good. Okay. So I do like that. I'm not the greatest at it, but I like doing it.
Well, that's good. That's why I asked, because you'd like to find where you're not so much like a niche, but everybody has an expertise, you know, and it's one direction. It's going to excel something better than maybe the next level down, right?
Yeah.
But so it's good. I just wanted to ask that to you because I figured, well, all right, maybe he's got some kind of specialty. Like
no, that was a good one.
Well, like
you made me think.
That's what I'm good for.
Yeah.
But no, it's great talking with you. I really admire your path. I see it so many. I see so many kids. I say kids, but young folks that don't have a path, and you seem to have found it early. And then you're progressing just in the right pace, and you have a direction, and then you basically have not an ending, but you have like a final chapter that will go on forever. And I think that's really important. A lot of folks just don't see that.
Yeah.
But you seem to be the exception. And I know that Paul and everybody here at Paul Cares is really proud of you, for what you're doing and your progression. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So we're really glad that you were a recipient. You're well deserved of the grants and whatever else Paul Cares can do for you. You ought to talk to Paul about that, I guess. But no, it's really good, and thank you for taking the time to.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, it's great. You're not a shooting star. You're a star.
Yeah.
You've climbed that. You're here now.
Yeah.
So that's really good. But all the best to you and your endeavors. Don't leave Paul Cares. We'll keep Paul Cares with you.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I'm sure that you're always welcome back in the kitchen, hanging out with that guy Brian.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks again. I appreciate taking the time.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Mitch.
Yep.